I mean, wow. Wow.
Angel Reese is definitely finding her own, and I think
knowing the way they treat her, they would probably fine her and suspend her.
The behavior that Angel Reese has been displaying is embarrassing.
Angel Reese was suspended on July 7th after delivering an impressive performance with 22 points and 15 rebounds, despite a tough 2-point loss to the Mystics. In a shocking moment caught on live national television, she slapped a clipboard out of her coach's hands. The Chicago Sky has now taken disciplinary action, leaving the entire WNBA stunned.
Day is another day of the Angel Reese drama because she has simply smacked the clipboard out of an assistant coach's hands. Yes.
Is walking over to the bench and she slaps the clipboard out of her coach's hand.
On July 7th, after putting up an impressive 22 points and 15 rebounds against the Washington Mystics, Angel Reese wasn't just in the spotlight for her performance. She made headlines for knocking a clipboard out of her assistant coach's hands during a tense timeout, all caught on national TV. The frustration from yet another tough loss clearly boiled over, and now the Chicago Sky has suspended her indefinitely. Is this the breaking point for the league when it comes to her behavior, or simply the next twist in the unpredictable journey of one of the most talked about figures in women's basketball?
Are you kidding me? That is one of the most disrespectful acts I've ever witnessed by a professional athlete towards their coach, one of their coaches.
Just when you thought the controversy surrounding Angel Reese couldn't get any more intense, she takes it to another level. During a nationally televised matchup between the Chicago Sky and the Washington Mystics, Reese had a complete sideline meltdown. And we're not talking about a tense exchange or a simple eye roll. She straight up slapped a clipboard out of her assistant coach's hands. That's right. On live TV, in front of millions, she smacked it away like she was done listening, leaving fans stunned.
But this is some Bush League lack of respect. This behavior can't happen.
Clutch Sports posted the clip, and within minutes, it was all over social media. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, you name it. And the fans? They didn't hold back. Many called it embarrassing, flat-out disrespectful, and said she absolutely deserved to be suspended.
Ended up losing by 2 points at the end of the game.
And here's the crazy part. This wasn't some meaningless blowout where tempers flared just because they were losing big. This was a nail-biter, a battle that came down to the final moments. The final score? 81-79. The Mystics barely pulled it off. Honestly, Chicago should have walked away with that win. But like much of their season, it slipped away at the very end.
So Reese had a great game. She had 22 points, 15 rebounds. There were some questionable calls from the referees on both ends of the floor during this game.
Angel Reese delivered on the court. 22 points, 15 rebounds, and 4 assists. Another dominant double-double, like it was business as usual. At this point, it's almost expected from her. But somehow, no one was talking about the stat line. No headlines about her performance, no praise for another standout night. Instead, all eyes were on that one moment, the clipboard incident. And that speaks volumes.
She can't get out of her own way. And I don't give a rat's how frustrated she is.
It's wild because, statistically, Angel Reese is doing everything. She's carrying the team on her back. But none of that seems to matter when the team's sitting at 5-13. That's not just a rough patch, that's a season falling apart. And with every loss, the pressure builds. You can feel the tension in every play, every timeout, every interaction on the sidelines. It finally erupted, right there for the world to see. And now, that moment is all anyone wants to talk about.
Like, they are not doing well this season. I think that is evident. It doesn't look like they are going to make playoffs.
Let's be honest, this isn't just about a clipboard. It's about a team that looks completely out of sync. A locker room that's falling apart. It's about a star player who's clearly reached her breaking point. Sure, some fans will chalk it up to passion, but others see it differently. This isn't leadership, they say. It's a ticking time bomb.
The Chicago Sky should suspend her for this.
So what happens next? Another fine? Another suspension? Or is this just more drama in a season already spiraling out of control? No one knows for sure. But one thing's clear, this wasn't just a slip-up. It might be the moment everything finally cracked for the Chicago Sky.
Coach do not have control of this basketball team, hence why they could be losing these damn games, man.
Let's call it what it is. things are getting messy in Chicago. And it's way deeper than missed shots or a losing streak. We're talking about leadership issues, emotional outbursts, and a team that seems barely held together by duct tape and desperation. And at the heart of it all, Angel Reese.
She's a competitor. Love or hate Angel Reese, she's a competitor. She's a fierce competitor.
Make no mistake, Angel Reese is a generational talent. She's got the skills, the stats, and the highlight plays to back it up. But lately, what she seems to be missing is composure. Her body language on the court speaks volumes, and not just in the usual ways like calling for the ball or signaling plays. We're talking eye rolls, tense exchanges, and brushing off coaches. And then came the moment that changed everything, the now infamous clipboard smack.
And she's right. The WNBA refs blow.
That single act, slapping the clipboard out of her assistant coach's hands, wasn't just a moment of frustration. It was a statement. And the message? Loud and clear. I'm done listening. You could feel the tension through the screen. This wasn't some isolated outburst. It was the eruption of something that's clearly been building behind closed doors.
Now, guys, I'm not one to blow up negativity, but Angel Reese is supposed to be leading young women and being a great example to girls and kids all over the world.
Fans are completely split. One side is standing by her, saying it's just passion, she's sick of losing, and that fire is what makes her great. But the other side? They are over it. No more excuses. To them, this isn't leadership, it's pure chaos.
This was just a moment of frustration at the end of the game.
The thing is, when you're Angel Reese, the face of the franchise, the spotlight magnet, the player little girls look up to and wear jerseys for, every move you make sends a message. And right now, that message isn't about leadership. It's about frustration, rebellion, and a team that's slipping further out of sync.
Tyler Marsh has no control over this basketball team. At this point, it's looking like his leadership is questioned as a head coach with some of the tactics and things that go down with Angel Reese and this damn basketball team.
Which brings us to the man with the clipboard, Coach Tyler Marsh. Let's be honest, managing a roster full of strong personalities is no easy task. But when that clipboard moment played out and there was no immediate reaction, no timeout, no benching, no clear consequences, it left a lot of people wondering, who's actually running this team?
Nobody care about the double-double no more, bro. We know Angel Reese can get double-doubles. This ain't, you know what I'm saying, at this point, it is what it is. This is what she does.
When your star player openly disrespects an assistant coach on national TV and you don't respond in the moment, it doesn't exactly signal control. It comes off less like leadership and more like walking on eggshells. That's not coaching. That's babysitting. And let's be clear, this isn't the first time things have unraveled under Coach Marsh's watch. The Sky have dealt with emotional blow-ups, sideline chaos, and chemistry issues all season. At this point, it's bigger than just one player, it's a culture issue. And when culture breaks down, the coach is always in the crosshairs. Critics haven't held back either, calling Marsh's leadership soft, ineffective, and even claiming his credibility is falling apart. That's not just criticism, that's a total eclipse.
Really stepped up. Also, her field goal percentage across the board has also made a leap.
What's really tough to swallow is that this could have been a comeback season. Reese is putting up all-star numbers, averaging 12 points and 12 rebounds per game. Yeah, she's already racked up 5 technicals, but that intensity? That edge? A lot of teams would kill for it. The real issue? No one's harnessing that fire and turning it into something positive. Instead, we're watching a slow-motion collapse unfold, one game at a time.
I think we just have great teammates, great vets, great coaches that continue to tell us to just keep working and keep pushing.
Now here's the uncomfortable question fans are starting to ask. Has Angel Reese become bigger than the team? Has she reached a point where coaches and teammates are too afraid to call her out? And if that's the case, how much longer before everything completely unravels? Because talent alone won't save a team. If no one's holding the leader accountable, or if the leader refuses to hold herself accountable, then that team isn't going anywhere anytime soon.
Backs the clipboard out the assistant coach hands. Just not a good look from Angel Reese as a basketball player. Just like I stated, man, she's supposed to be a leader among young women across the world.
Bottom line, leadership isn't just about putting up points. It's about earning respect, showing discipline, and leading by example when things get tough. Right now, both Angel Reese and Coach Tyler Marsh are missing that mark. And if something doesn't shift soon, that clipboard won't be the last thing to go flying. But to really understand this, we've got to rewind. Because that viral clipboard moment? It didn't happen in a vacuum. This story goes back to June 2025, one of the most hyped games of the year. Chicago Sky vs Indiana Fever. Angel Reese vs Caitlin Clark. Round 1. It wasn't just buckets they were trading. There were words, stares, and eventually, a physical confrontation that had the entire arena buzzing and the internet on fire. It escalated fast, and Angel took it too far. A 2-game suspension seemed like a minimum. But the Sky went further, hitting her with an indefinite suspension for conduct detrimental to the team. That wasn't a wrist slap, that was a message. They told her flat out, "You're not coming back until your behavior meets our standards." A few weeks later, Reese returned, but the drama didn't let up. If anything, it intensified. Jump to July 2025, in a crushing loss to the Minnesota Lynx. But it wasn't the scoreboard that set her off. It was the officiating. Reese didn't hold back in the post-game press conference. She called the refs out, labeled their calls diabolical, and even said, "I don't give a damn if I get fined." When you go at the league like that, yeah, the fines are coming. Now, Angel's not just battling opponents, she's at war with the refs, the media, and maybe even the league itself. Her fans love it. They see a warrior defending her squad. But her critics? They say she's crossing lines left and right, talking herself into serious trouble. She's become more than a player. She's a disruptive force the WNBA hasn't figured out how to handle. And she's taking serious heat for it. But here's where it gets complicated. Some believe Angel is being unfairly targeted. That when male players get fired up, they are called passionate. But when she shows emotion, she's labeled out of control. There's truth to that double standard. Still, her actions would raise eyebrows for any player at any level. As of now, her suspension over the clipboard incident still hasn't been resolved. The pressure is mounting, and all eyes are on the Chicago Sky front office. Will they finally take a firm stance? Or are they too afraid to push back on their biggest star? That's the million-dollar question. Bench her and risk fan backlash. Let it slide and lose control of the locker room. And don't think trade rumors aren't starting to swirl. If the drama keeps escalating and the chemistry stays broken, don't be surprised if her name starts circulating in trade talks. Chicago might love her talent, but every team has its breaking point. So here's the real question. Is there still a way back? Can Angel Reese take all that fire, all that raw ability and potential, and turn the narrative around? Or has the chaos finally outweighed the contribution?